Okay, hello, 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 welcome. So, today I'm gonna have a go at cooking. Never done cooking on the channel before. Let me know if you like this content. We are gonna make some little penny size, so like coin size chocolate drops. So I've got this warming. I need to be careful because this is hot. So here I've got about an inch of water simmering away. I've got this bowl that won't break on top. So I'm going to get two bars of chocolate. So I love really, really dark chocolate. This is vegan, organic, 100% cacao. So just before you put it in, just break it up. It'll just make it a bit easier to go into the bowl and to melt. And just pop that gorgeous chocolate in there, spread it around a bit. Remember that this is hot, so don't overly touch it. Nice. So I'm going to do 2 bars, and then this is kind of my treat for the week. Like a couple of, so instead of like reaching for like a full-on, very sugary chocolate bar, I'm just going to reach for a couple of these like really dark chocolate pennies. Are homemade, so I know exactly what is in them, and it's made with just these few ingredients. So how many ingredients have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, and some salt. So 5 ingredients. So this is starting to melt, which is looking really nice. Just let that melt there. Let's pop these in the bin. Have a little sip of water as it's melting. Okay, so then we're going to put in a little bit of coconut oil. So most chocolate has some oil in it. Oh, it's really soft because it's really warm here. We don't need loads, so about half a tablespoon, do you think that is? Just going to pop that into our mix. And I'm going to reuse these spoons in a minute. Pop them over there. So you can do all different flavours with these. You can just do it plain chocolate pennies. Really, I'm just changing it from that bar size to a little penny size, or a quarter maybe, if you're in America. I don't know about other currency. I don't want to do that for too long at the camera. It's 2 bars of chocolate, a little bit of oil. These ones I'm going to go peanut butter, like a salty sweet maple syrup peanut butter. But you could do any flavour you like really. So I've got the end of this jar of peanut butter. So probably going to go about a good big heaped tablespoon, probably 2 tablespoons. And I've actually gone crunchy peanut butter there, so you're going to get a bit of the crunch of the peanut butter in these chocolates, and that'll be like random little treats. Then I'm going to put some maple syrup in there in a minute. Just going to give it a stir, remembering that that's hot. Okay, our chocolate is melting beautifully now. I'm just going to gently move in, kind of like folding it. Have you seen Schitt's Creek on Netflix? I think it's actually just left Netflix. Can't believe it. They're cooking on an episode of that, the mum Moira and her son David, and the recipe says fold in the cheese, and they're like, what the frick does fold in the cheese mean? But actually I'm kind of folding in the chocolate there, so I'm not stirring it, I'm like folding the edges. So I think that's what I'm doing. I'm not a chef, just making some yummy chocolate. So that is definitely melting, but it's still currently got some chunks of chocolate in it. I don't want that, I want the whole thing to be liquid. So give that a few more minutes. I'm going to turn it up a little bit maybe. Amazing. So then we want to sweeten this up a little bit because I mean it's absolutely beautiful as it is, but it is very, very bitter. So I'm gonna pour in some beautiful maple syrup. So I don't know about you, but I do liquids measurements by seconds. So let's see how many seconds I recommend. Oh, probably came out faster than I expected to. So this might be a little bit sweet, this batch, but maybe not. There's quite a lot of liquid in here now that needs 2 bars of chocolate. Melting, melting, melting. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So we've still got a few blobs of chocolate and we want it to all be beautiful, beautiful, beautiful liquid. So it needs a little bit longer to just get those last bits. It's coming along lovely. Then I'm gonna, so let's move this around. So I'm gonna not use the salt yet. I think I'm gonna sprinkle the salt over the top. So remind me to do that there. Then I'm gonna, so this is just a chopping board with some baking paper over the top. And I'm gonna pour my blobs, my chocolate blobs, my chocolate pennies onto this sheet. And then we're gonna pop this sheet into the fridge. So I've already cleared the top shelf, so I'm not messing about. I can just put that straight into here. We leave that about 10 minutes and they will set and our chocolate drops will be ready. Then I would just move them to like a glass jar, keep them in the fridge. I usually have about a portion of 3, so they are like penny sized. Have about a portion of 3 with a brew. Delicious. As I say, you can do all different flavours. This is my current favourite flavour. I do like a chili one as well, so chili chocolate is very nice. I like a kind of dried blueberries or dried cherries, dark chocolate one. Yeah, let me know in the comments what flavours could we make and I'll have a try. Not crazy. I'm not doing crazy gross ones. This is not a challenge channel. Right, this is looking beautiful liquid. Amazing. So you don't want it to burn. So even though it's in a bain-marie, so we've got about an inch of water at the bottom here, steam's rising up and it's melting the chocolate. But you don't want it to burn. Oh, that's amazing. Perfect. There's nothing I'm going to change. I was wondering what those lumps were. Peanuts. Beautiful. So don't forget the salt, Gemma. Now, I can turn it off. Yeah, I'm going to turn it off. See if I can turn the fan off. I don't know if you're picking that up. Turn the fan off. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create our coins over here. So we're just going to use these spoons. It's probably running enough just to pour it. So we're just going to make sure it's all on the board. Just do like a bite-sized blob. So I actually prefer small little bite size. And do you know the thing with chocolate, that it's made in a way that it melts at body temperature? So do you know if you leave a chocolate bar in your pocket over the day, then it melts? And the way it's like been refined, the recipe like that over the years, is that if you've got good chocolate and you put it on your tongue and just leave it a few seconds in a mindful eating way, it will melt because that's body temperature. And as a sensory experience, I love it. Sometimes if I have it with a brew, a warm drink, I'll take a sip of my warm drink, so I'm kind of warming my mouth up, then pop one of these little dots in and just let it melt. And to me it tastes better. So although I keep them in the fridge, and I do eat them straight from the fridge, they are melt in the mouth. So if you wanted, you could just pour the whole thing over and do like a block of chocolate. You could buy little molds. That's cute. Seen some. I used to have some heart-shaped little molds. You can get bars, like molds that are bars. But I just like these hand poured pennies. I suppose if it depends if you're in a rush, you could just whack it into a mold, whack it in the fridge or even the freezer, or chiller blast if you're in Australia. Whack it in the freezer, you know, a few minutes. These are so small that they really will freeze or set in the fridge in just a few minutes. And you can see we've got different sizes. That doesn't bother me. Not a perfectionist. I've got surprisingly more chocolate here. I'm sure I did 2 bars last time I made this, but so this is probably looking to me at like nearly 1 bar's worth of chocolate with the extra ingredients. So this will probably last me, if I don't share it, up 2 weeks probably. So sorry about that. I have an alarm set for 7 a.m. in case that's like the latest time I could ever wake up. But recently I've been waking up about 5 a.m, 5:30 anyway, because it's so hot. So yeah, it's 7 a.m. everyone. I don't know how I'm going to knit those 2 videos together. This is going to be a part 1 or a part 2. And I hope that alarm noise wasn't alarming for you. I've just realised that some of the peanut chunks have settled to the bottom. So I'm just mixing it around, get an even spread in the mix. So I'm thinking, are they going to, I don't think this is going to all fit onto here. So this might be double the batches that I thought I was going to make. So probably could have just used 1 bar. Maybe I could learn some editing tools to stitch those 2 because it stopped video when the alarm went off. So I'll have to learn how to put these 2 bits of videos together or just put it as a part 1 and a part 2. So I think I'm going to do the last row here and then I'm probably going to do another sheet. You can see the beautiful shiny dots that we're making here. Delicious. Okay, so because if this was just paper, it would just all flop around. But because we've put it on this chopping board, it's giving it a little bit of stability. So I'm going to take it over carefully. I'm going to pop it in the space that I've already prepared at the top of the fridge. And so if we leave that to set, it might be set by the time we do the next ones. I'm just going to open the back door for a little bit of airflow. Still very hot here, even though it's been raining. Temperature still high at time of recording. So because I've not taken this off the steam, it's staying at this temperature. It's not starting to set, which is great. So I just want a new chopping board and a new piece of baking paper. And then we just wrap the baking paper around the board. Just give it a fold so it stays to the board. You could put some masking tape or sellotape or something to hold it in place if you want, but I don't think that's necessary. The weight of the chocolate is going to do that anyway. So we've got our ingredient. Oh, I didn't sprinkle the salt, did I? It's because the alarm went off. Let's bring these back and give a little sprinkle. So I think it just gives that extra something about salt on rain now. Something about salt on chocolate. Must be some science to it, right? Brings out the flavour or something. So I'm just gonna sprinkle. So we've just got a little bit of salt. It just brings out the flavour or something. Just a happy little sprinkle of salt onto each of the chocolates. Sprinkle. A bit more. Not too much because you think, oh, salt's amazing, but you can go too far with it. You don't want to. I remember my son was like, oh, if you put salt in milkshake, chocolate milkshake, it's amazing. And I watched how much he put in, and I was like, well, you're going to regret that. He took a sip, and it was like, yeah, you've hit max salt levels there. So back into the fridge. Do the thing. Let's make another row here, another tray. Nice. Let's see how many we get out of this, what's left. So I did only expect to get one tray's worth. So we're now into bonus chocolates. And you could do shapes, you could be creative, you could write letters if it's somebody's birthday or you're making them for somebody and you wanted to take time and care. Again, you could get the moulds or you could freehand. You can draw onto the baking paper and use that as like a guide, like I do on the embroidery. Lovely chilled thing to do. The smell of the chocolate. Delicious. And as I said, you don't have to use peanut butter. I know everybody likes it. My best friend Natalie has always been completely grossed out by peanut butter, so this would be food hell for her. I definitely wouldn't gift these to her unless it was an April Fool's. So you can just customise it with whatever flavour you like. So I've not got a full batch here. This is this kind of extra, the bonus content. And you'll notice, and what some people do, or you can get it already written out where the circles are already on, but they just need to be kind of like a bite size. I have just picked up this bowl and forgot that it's hot, but it wasn't super hot. But be careful when you're doing this. And then when you get towards the end, there's not really enough for one of them, is this? So I'll just have to eat it. Oh. Oh my god. It's so nice. Salt. Oh wow. Is it okay to eat dark chocolate at 7 o'clock in the morning? I'm going to film the starting the chakra 7-day chakra yoga journey today in my filming schedule, so that'll be out by the time you watch this. It's the first day of it today, so it's a root chakra, which is probably actually really good for making chocolate because it's that deep, dark, nurturing base chakra. So yeah, if I'm razzing in that, you know it's because I've just got all the chocolate out of here. Sprinkle myself a bit of salt onto there. So I'm definitely gonna finish that bowl right now. So I didn't plan room for this one, and I don't think they'll be set that quickly. Oh, God no, still got liquid there. I didn't set up space for those, but I think they'll fit here on top for now. So they only need to be in the fridge for like 10-15 minutes, and then you can take them out. Don't forget to take them out, because if you leave them in the fridge too long, they get, you know, that like fridge odour taste. You don't want them to start to absorb anything in the fridge. The fridge needs a tidy. I'll probably film a video doing that as part of like the home care playlist. So now we are left with a bowl to clear out, so I'll take care of that. So I'll say bye for today. Thanks for joining me. Let me know if you try this recipe, what you think of it. If you're just here for the cosy company. Thanks for watching. Take care.